What is up, comic fam, and welcome to the Legion of Comics. I'm Mark, and today we're going to be taking a look at one of the most ruthless, diabolical, evil villains to ever grace the pages of comic books. He's one of my all-time favorite villains, none other than Darkseid. So we're going to be looking inside his first appearance and giving a little detail on said character. But before we do that, check this out. Thank you to the channel sponsor, Big Time Collectibles, for sponsoring the monthly Legion Loot giveaway for the channel members, as well as Justin's Comics Cleaning and Pressing. Be sure to hit him up on Instagram and use that promo code WeAreLegion and take advantage of the buy two get one free special offer. All right, let's get right into it. Like I said, we're getting into the pages of the first appearance of my all-time favorite villain for DC Comics, none other than Darkseid himself. And yes, there's a copy of the book. We also have a raw one to flip through today as well. And be sure to subscribe to the channel because this exact issue will be part of the 1,000 subscriber giveaway. I will be getting that completed and set up and launching the entry for that as soon as the new year rolls over. So be on the lookout. Tons of prizes. Thank you to everyone who supported the channel to get it here to this point. But anyways, let's go ahead and dive into today's video. So let's get a little bit more familiar with the character himself. So Darkseid, he is the ruler of the planet Apocalypse. He's known for his amazing powerfulness, his dangerous omega beams that shoot out of his eyes and can incinerate pretty much anything. He's got the famous Furies fighting force that he trains, and they're some of the most ruthless and deadly fighting assassins around. His son was given over to his mortal enemies, or his son named Orion was given over to his mortal enemies, the High Father, over on the opposing planet New Genesis, where they've been waging war with each other for centuries. So getting right into it, Darkseid was created by none other than Jack the King Kirby. He first appeared in Superman Pal Jimmy Olsen issue 134, December of 1970. And there it is right there. That's the book that we'll be looking at today. And this is only his first cameo. So this is one of the most convoluted rollouts in comics, even for me. I'm a total purist. This is his first literal appearance. But this is the smallest appearance I've ever seen of a character ever. And we'll definitely get into that. He went on to make his first full appearance in Forever People issue number 1. And then he went on to make his first cover appearance in New Gods issue 2. So he had a long, drawn-out rollout over the course of these books, because Jack Kirby dropped a lot of stuff when he moved over to DC Comics. He had been famous and well-known for his work over at Marvel, but because of the disputes with Stan Lee and the big wigs at Marvel with creators' rights and how people were treated and compensated, he left Marvel, and in 1970 he went to work over at DC, and he started rolling them out. He created the entire Fourth World concept with the New Gods, Mr. Miracle, Big Barda, Granny Goodness, Apocalypse, Commandy, OMAC, the second iteration of the Manhunter when it was Mark Shaw. He started pumping them out. He did all kinds of stuff. Atlas, the Dingbats. I mean, it was insane, but definitely Darkseid and the New Gods are his most known and still rolling body of work. So let's go ahead and take a pause. Let's take a look at the book itself, flip through it, and so you can see the first appearance of Darkseid. Superman's Pal, Jimmy Olsen, issue number 134. So as you see, this is definitely a loved copy, but it still works all the same. Right off the bat, we have a king-size Kirby blockbuster. This was the second issue of Jimmy Olsen after Kirby took over. It was his first DC work with issue number 133, but right here on the issue, we've got Jimmy Olsen standing there on the super vehicle there with Superman getting carted in to the Mountain of Judgment. Prepare for the events new to all your past experiences in the Mountain of Judgment. Superman, out of the way, Jimmy. Good, now our road is clear and fast. So this was actually a really fun and very weird issue. I mean, for its time era, it is what it is. But right off the bat, you get the little catch up, you get the title of the story, The Mountain of Judgment, and we get you have Jimmy Olsen and the Newsboy Legion, this little band of ragtag kids that are trying to go in to the wild area and find out the secrets of this group of people that are hiding out here in this hidden, highly advanced technological society. So here you have the Newsboy Legion and Jimmy coming in and kind of gaining the trust of the rapscallions that were there. And so that's Jimmy's pretty much undercover in this issue, as is the Newsboy Legion. They're riding around in the supercar that was put together and given to them by Morgan Edge, who they're working for, who they don't know is the bad guy. But you have Superman kind of hot on their trail, trying to make sure Jimmy's not getting in over his head. So you have Jimmy that's acting like a bad guy to Superman, treating him like he's no good. And as you see, Superman's getting attacked by this crew and actually getting hurt and affected by this kryptonite that he caught in his hand. It reminds me of Batman v Superman, where he catches the kryptonite bullet that explodes in his face. But it's awesome Kirby art. It's great seeing this DC work. It was something that you hadn't seen to this time, but his artwork is amazing. Vince Coletta's inks are great in this and everything. I know people kind of take it or leave it with Coletta inking Kirby, but there's the cover of the book right there when they're carting him in, and that kind of gains the trust of the wild ones that were there. So they allow them in, and they just kind of race in, and it becomes this cool adventure of following them inside in their secret lair and going through tunnels, jumping over chasms, and even this really cool kaleidoscopic event that comes up where they go underwater. They're still traveling to get into the secret entrance, and then it cuts to black and white with photos, and it's all photoshopped together. It's really wicked, like these cool little skeletons with the things in the eyes and the car itself, and it's just really, really wild. They're kind of playing with the medium and everything. But they got Superman back healing, and he kind of peeks one eye where he was faking the whole time, and he takes off and he keeps going. And then the Mountain of Judgment itself creeps up on him finally, and it turns out it's just a large missile silo that's mobile. Wasn't much to it, so it's hot on the trails of the Whiz Wagon here, and Superman has to step in and rescue them. So he scoops it up. We've got Morgan Edge watching from afar, convening on the phone with whoever his secret benefactor is, and that's where we kind of get into today's big first appearance. So they're at this point checking their car for bugs and bombs, and something's amiss, and they end up finding out that inside of their gear that was given to them by Morgan Edge is an actual bomb. So before we get to that bomb scene, let's take a second. Look at this. That's a little letter from Jack Kirby here talking about the Whiz Wagon and the events of going on in this book, as well as the upcoming project of Forever People, New Gods, and Mr. Miracle that's coming from DC really soon. So back to it. You got Superman grabbing the bomb, cuffing it, blowing it up, saving the day, and himself even gaining the trust of the wild people that take him inside their sanctuary, their high-tech awesomeness. And then you get down to the tail end, the little cliffhanger here. You get Morgan Edge's big reveal of who he's talking to, and it's none other than Darkseid himself. So there's the big first appearance, Darkseid's cameo right there on the monitor. So as you can see, it was absolutely tiny. It's just a little face on a little screen and a little panel at that. So if there was ever such thing as a cameo, per the definition of the word for comic books, this is a great one for it. You know, it showed him, didn't show a full reveal of him. It's not like Amazing Spider-Man 299, Venom's actual first appearance, where he's on a full freaking page, like a complete full page, multiple panels, and they still call it a cameo. It's not like Wolverine, who gets a big splash, full body, multiple text bubbles in there and all that. It's just a little sliver of him. So I think this is like a cameo I can probably get on board with. I still call this his first appearance because he appears. You're shown, you know, he now exists. If no other book ever came out, Darkseid still would have existed. So that's my whole thing with it. Now, it's not his first full story appearance. That would come with Forever People #1. But needless to say, Darkseid did go on to make big moves in the DC universe, ripples across the entire multiverse. He is such a well-known character. He's been used in media over the years numerous times, from the Superman animated TV show to the DC animated original feature films to the Injustice video games, and most famously and most recently, he made that big appearance in Zack Snyder's Justice League on HBO Max. That made my life. Seeing that whole project come to fruition, seeing Darkseid on there, it was just absolutely amazing. So this book, if you're thinking about looking at acquiring one currently as of the recording of this, high grade graded copies go for around $3,000. Like, they're not cheap books. Now you can get lower graded copies. It says with this is from Go Collect specifically. It says $95 is the 90-day average for a 2.0, which I have a hard time with that because the raw copies are selling for well more than that. So yeah, that's a 5.0 for $250 right there in the middle, but the top one at $250 is a raw copy. One did in at $46 raw, and then one the deal was made for less than $232.17. So it's still a highly sought after book. It's still a definite one that you need in your collection. It is a go-to for any DC fanboy. But let me know in the comments what you think. Are you a Forever People #1 person? Are you a Jimmy Olsen person? Are you like me? Do you have to have both? My Forever People copy is in the room right over there. My New God stuff. I got to have DC Kirby stuff. A huge fan of it. But I appreciate you watching. Please leave me a comment. And as always, I'm Mark, but Darkseid is